We have breaking news that Joe Biden is being asked to deport Elon Musk and revoke his citizenship. This would be incredibly ironic given his support of deporting illegal immigrants who come from the southern border. So let's dive straight into this story, starting with learning why Elon Musk could even be deported in the first place. So let's take a look at this article that breaks it down for us. Elon Musk could have US citizenship revoked if he lied on immigration forms. Elon Musk could have his United States citizenship revoked and be exposed to criminal prosecution if he lied to the government as part of the immigration process, according to legal experts. Musk, who was born and raised in South Africa and later immigrated to Canada before eventually settling in the US and becoming a citizen, has spent more than $100 million to support Donald Trump and his nativist presidential campaign, and has personally demonized immigrants. A recent Bloomberg analysis found, for example, that Musk has posted around 1,300 times on Twitter this year about immigration and voter fraud. Many of those posts promote the Great Replacement conspiracy theory, which falsely holds that Democrats seek to replace white voters with unauthorized immigrants whose votes they control, and depicts immigrants as dangerous lawbreakers. Earlier this week, though, the Washington Post reported that Musk was himself an immigrant who had apparently broken the law. In the 1990s, he worked illegally in the United States, according to the Post, which cited former business associates, court records, and company documents. In 1995, according to the Post, Musk was admitted to graduate school at Stanford but didn't enroll in classes, instead working on an online services startup that would eventually be known as Zip2. In 1996, the Post reported, investors made a funding agreement contingent on Musk and his brother Kimball, who stated that the brothers were illegal immigrants, obtaining authorization to work in the US within 45 days. Their immigration status was not what it should be for them to be legally employed running a company in the US, Zip2 board member Derek Proudian told the Post. Musk denies that he ever worked illegally in the US. He claims that in 1995, as a student, he was on the US J-1 visa, when he transitioned to an H-1B visa. As the Post reported, though, in a 2005 email that was entered into evidence in a since-closed defamation lawsuit in California, he wrote that he applied to Stanford because he otherwise had no legal right to stay in the country. Musk then reported that he didn't enroll at Stanford, instead working on the project that would become Zip2. Someone present in the US on a student visa who didn't enroll in courses would have no right to work at the time and would have to leave the country, according to experts Wired consulted. Now, he did ultimately receive this work authorization in 1997. Overstaying a student visa was, and to a much lesser extent still is, relatively common. Working without authorization and lying about it during the immigration process would be, however, a black-letter violation of US law, carrying significant penalties, albeit one enforced fairly rarely, says experts. Stephanie Lower, a professor at Cornell Law School and faculty director of its Immigration Law and Policy program, says that it's not clear that if Musk worked in the US without authorization and attested that he hadn't, that wouldn't be considered important enough to denaturalize him. However, he says, on purely legal grounds, this would justify revoking citizenship because if he had told the truth, he would not have been eligible for an H-1B, a green card, or naturalization. Other experts agree. Amanda Frost, who teaches immigration and citizenship law at the University of Virginia, could not speak to Musk's case specifically, but says that having worked without authorization can bar to obtaining a green card. If a non-citizen violated the terms of a non-immigrant visa and then adjusted to immigrant green card status without admitting the violation, and then naturalized without admitting the violation, that person could be denaturalized on the ground that their naturalization was illegally proctored. That very broadly worded provision would seem to apply to any violation of law during the immigrant/naturalization process, even minor and unintentional violations of the law. And then here it talks about the specific law, and then goes on to list more information, but I think we get the point. So yeah, it's clear that Elon Musk could lose his citizenship and be deported, and this brings us perfectly to today's breaking news that Joe Biden is being asked to actually act on this information. And this comes from this tweet that reads, "Breaking, President Biden has been asked to revoke Elon Musk's citizenship and deport him before Trump takes office January 20th, 2025. And this comes as an influx of people are taking to the White House government website to write to Biden asking for action against Elon Musk. And personally, I think that this would be amazing to see happen. If these people want to denaturalize and deport people, then you can't just pick and choose who that happens to. If Musk came here illegally, according to Trump's policies, he should be one of the first to go. And it's just incredibly ironic that with how vocal Elon is against illegal immigrants, that he himself is one. Now personally, I'm not someone who supports mass deportation, but if it happens under Trump, then Elon should have to go as well.